Hey folks, and welcome to my thoughts on a book. And today's book is Mary Poppins, the first book in the Mary Poppins series by Pamela Travers. Illustrations are by Mary Shepard, and now this is the Hebrew translation. And the translator is Gili Bar-Hillel Semo. I will leave that down below in the description. Alright, let me just... Okay. Alright. This is also a new addition to the translation. Alright, so first let me start by saying that I had no idea that Mary Poppins was a series of books. I was certain it was just a movie from Disney. I thought Disney just came up with the idea and did the movie. And then I found out there's a book because of that, there's that movie that they made about the writer and Walt Disney, how he's trying to convince her to give him the rights to make the movie. And then when I bought this book, I found out it's a series. So that was a few surprises for me. And let me just say, this is completely different from the movie. So much so that I was shocked when I started reading this. Mary Poppins is not at all the way she is in the movie, and that's probably the biggest shock for me when I read this. Because she was played by Gili. I don't know her last name, but she was in a lot of movies. But they show her as like this, pretty, tough lady, and here, oh boy. So we start the story. It's kind of the same, but there's a lot of differences. The Banks family's nanny leaves, so they need a new nanny. Mrs. Banks writes, in the newspaper to find a new nanny, and that's how they end up with Mary Poppins. The wind brings her. And again, she's drastically different. If I could sum it up in one word, she's a dickhead. Seriously, she's condescending at times. She's rude. She's somewhat vain, also. She constantly looks at herself, although she's not described to be really pretty. And she's mostly not very nice, I would say. There's a handful of people she's actually the closest thing to nice you could say. Also, the Banks family's different. Like, Mr. Banks still works as a banker, but though Mrs. Bank is not fighting for women's right to vote like she was in the movie. There's actually 4 children. The Banks family have also twins, John and Barbara. They're a few months old. They turn a year in the book. And we still have Bart, but he's only in one chapter of the story, which was a shame. I really loved Bart and Mary Poppins in the movie. So yeah, that's how pretty much everyone is. And apparently, when Mrs. Banks and Mr. Banks got married, he was like, "Listen, you need to choose. Either we have a few kids, or we have a nice house. You can't have both." So she chose the kids. I don't know why, really, because she's barely with the kids at all. Like, she has them, and then it's like nanny, and they even have their own, rooms and stuff. And they eat alone. And to be fair, that was, the social norms back then, so I don't really completely understand. I'm just like, aren't you even gonna, change diapers and stuff? Like, the nanny's the only one with the kids, basically. I don't know. But yeah, we have that. And then it's just, the entire book is adventures that the kids have with Mary Poppins. We do meet Bart, but unlike in the movie, you don't see him with that scene with the kids and Mary Poppins. They still actually go to adventures into Chalk, to one of Bart's drawings, but it's more of a date for him and Mary Poppins. And we do meet that uncle that laughs, and we meet more characters that we did not at all see in the movie. Then it was okay to read. I mean, it was somewhat interesting, but I guess I have in my head the character from the movie, so I was, I guess, quite disappointed that she wasn't like she was in the movie. But it's not a bad read. I mean, it's nice to see some of these things. They have some weird chapters, though, at least for me. That kind of thing. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I would have felt different if I didn't see the movie and read the books first. Maybe then I would have a different reaction to the movie as well. I'm just kind of stuck with the image from the movie, and this was just so bizarre for me. Mary Poppins constantly looking at her reflection, checking out her new clothes. Although she does here deny all this magical stuff that she does to the kids. And then there was one chapter where Michael, the son, was acting really terribly, and it's just, how do I put it? That was a weird chapter because it was so drastic. It's not like he just woke up with a slightly bad mood. It was completely being evil to everyone around him. Pinching the twins, he kicked the cook in the leg, and you're, what? What is wrong with this boy? And it's just so drastic. It's not like, I don't know, something happened, probably just woke up one day and completely evil. He's being punished and he doesn't care, and I have this heavy feeling in me, as he says. And that's also the one where they go around the world with a compass that they find as they're walking outside. That's apparently a chapter that's been changed, because in the original version it was people from around the world, but they were then described as too stereotypical, so Mary Poppins. So Pamela Travers changed them into animals in a later version. So they go there, and then Michael, at the end of that day in the evening, he tries to take the compass, and then the animals are about to eat him. They're coming there, they're all evil now and stuff. And then when he thinks they're about to jump him, he realizes he's in bed wrapped in his own blanket. And Mary Poppins telling him not to touch her stuff, and then he tells her, Mary Poppins, I was acting like a really bad boy today, but I feel so good. And that's where it ends. And that was weird. It's Michael didn't even learn anything there, did he? He was acting bad, then the animals almost ate him, and then Mary Poppins supposedly saved him, and that's it. He didn't say, I felt bad for doing all these. It's just so drastic. And it's not repeated again, so it's kind of that series, the Fairy Children in Israel series I read, which the kids there are as well. They drastically change their the way they feel and what they do. I don't know, that was a weird one. Most of the chapters were quite... some of them were nice, some were a little weird. There's also one with this lady who sells cookies. She has two very large daughters, and then there's the golden stars on the cookies, like stickers. And the children tell this old lady they collect them, and then that very night Mary Poppins takes their stars they collected. And then we see her, that lady, and her daughters glue them to the sky. So that was some weird stuff. And then John and Barbara can actually talk to the wind, to animals, and all that. But they lose that ability when they turn 1. And they have an argument about that with the little bird that comes to them every day. And he tells them, well, Mary Poppins didn't lose that, so Mary Poppins is very magical, as we can see. So yeah, overall, it's not bad. It's just, I think maybe I'm just really spoiled from the movie. And then in the end, there's like an after of the book where they tell that actually in the book they talk about different kinds of mothers. That's what Pamela Travers is writing about. There's a cow there. There's Mary Poppins herself, Mrs. Bangs, and then there's a chapter about this other lady who spoils her dog and doesn't let him hang out with the riffraff, but he wants to. Like not to dogs that are as high of a. He has a family tree. This dog has a family tree. Some weird stuff. Weird lady. But yeah, so I talked about mothers. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not smart enough to pick that up. And it was also funny because Pamela Travers herself, apparently, as far as mothers go, she adopted a little boy. But that little baby he had a twin. And she didn't want to adopt both of them. So she just adopted one and never told the son she adopted that he had a twin. He found out by mistake. So, I don't know, a bit hypocritical there to judge moms, madam. I don't know. That was quite the interesting bit. So yeah, in conclusion, this wasn't bad. I might maybe read more in the series, but I don't know. Not my most favorite book. Although while I looked at this, I found out that Nanny McPhee is really different too. Because when I started reading this, I kept thinking, wow, this is all like Nanny McPhee. Although Nanny McPhee, I would argue, is a lot better, if she is in fact like that. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, Nanny McPhee, which actually the series is called Nurse Martha, she turns out to be the sweet lady, and then it turns out they switched. That's some shit. Alright, let me just show you there's illustrations inside. Alright, I'll try still figuring out with the camera. Let me tell me if you can see these. Probably not so well. Well, here's the umbrella. Yeah, I still need to work on the angle I place things. So sorry about that. I'll show ones that are more on the bottom. Yeah, there's a lot of really nice illustrations here throughout the book. Like, here's our dogs. That's the bigger dog is the little dog's friend. That's the cow. The illustrations, I like them. They were cute. That's the day where I can't really see that well. That's Michael hitting the cook. That's in the that one's called the Bad Tuesday. Let me look for one more. There's here. Let me hold it further back. Maybe then you can see it better. So you see that's the twins in the nursery, and that's you can't really see the bird, but it's up in the window. And there's Mary Poppins over there cleaning. There we go. I'll figure this out eventually. And let's see if there's and they also have a visit to the zoo for Mary Poppins' birthday. Yeah, and that's about it. So, I guess if you're curious about Mary Poppins, I'd recommend you give this a read. Or if you like these type of series with nannies, give this a read. I don't know how you might feel if you saw only the movie about Mary Poppins, and then you'll read this. I wonder if you'll feel the same. Alright, folks, so that is it. Let me know if you read the Mary Poppins series, because it did say that it was well known, and it took me years to find out that it even existed. So let me know if you've heard of it or read any of the books. What do you think? Do you like the Mary Poppins versions, or does this version sound better to you? And Mary Poppins isn't bad in here. I mean, she does in her way care for the children, I guess. And in the end of the book, it's like, I'll see you soon, because she leaves Michael the compass and leaves a portrait of herself drawn by Bart for Jane. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, let me know what you think about it. And that is it. Till next time. Bye.